All right, and here you see the difference between the basic version, the first four, and the special edition. I got 5 copies of both right here, but as you can see, this one is thinner. It's about 30 pages less than the special edition one here. So, and the special edition has this in yellow on the spine. Now, some of you may have tried to order the basic version on Amazon last night or today. The reason it's not available at the moment is because I decided to try something. I changed the cover. This is a glossy cover, and I changed it so that it has more of a matte finish to further differentiate the two. I've never done a matte finish before, so it's really kind of a test just to see how it turns out. But so just so you can see, I showed you the digital proof in the previous video, but here's the actual book. So it looks, you know, it's great. It's pretty, you know, it's basic. It's black and white. But even the page, like the cover pages, still look good, even in black and white. So, again, this is the basic version. It only has a short 5-page general overview, as opposed to the special edition and the limited collector's edition. It has a 8-page general overview plus a 12-page introduction written by me, and of course the artwork and stuff also. This is the special edition version. It's just like the limited collector's edition, except that it's all in black and white instead of in color. But I mean, even the black and white looks really good. I mean, the print is pretty awesome, actually. So yeah. All right, so right after I shot that, I got a notice from Amazon saying the basic version is back up and back online again. So if you tried to access it last night or earlier today and for some reason saw that it was no longer available, let me just refresh and make sure. Yep, it appears that it is back online. The special features one, for some reason, is showing 3111. Now it will change. So just either check back later today. Today is April 19th. Check back later today or check tomorrow, but it should be back to, at a minimum, $29.95, and likely it will go on sale again. A lot of times when you first release a book, Amazon will automatically put it on sale, especially if it's over a certain price point. They'll for a limited time run a special on it. So it's 3111 here right now, but like I said, it probably by the end of the day today, it will go back to $29.95 or possibly $26 or whatever it was yesterday. So check back on that. Now, had some other exciting news just came in. I was checking my email, and there is a guy that I met at the South by Southwest conference. Actually, 2 guys. And I'll show you this one in a minute. I was at the special visual effects for the independent filmmaker lecture, and at one point during the panel discussion, they asked, how many of you are writers? And people all raised their hand. I raised my hand. How many of you are filmmakers? I raised my hand. How many of you are already visual effects supervisors or into visual effects? And people raised their hand. How many of you are producers? And people raised their hand. Well, the guy, and of course we're all looking around to see who's sitting around us, right? Who's doing what. And these are all, for the most part, local guys, either in the Texas or somewhere here in the Southwest, or elsewhere in the country. But for the most part, we're talking about independent filmmakers apart from the Hollywood system. They're guys like me just trying to make something happen. And many of these guys, just like me, are looking for collaborators to link arms with to do projects. And so the guy in front of me raised his hand that he did visual effects. So I made a note of that. Okay, that guy does visual effects. And the guy sitting behind me raised his hand that he was a producer. So, okay, he's a producer. And at one point during the panel discussion, they opened it up for Q&A, and they were saying, we will try to work within your budget. The guys that were on the panel, these are people who worked on big Hollywood blockbusters and who also worked on independent feature films and stuff like that. So they're effects houses that have done a lot of work. And they said, we'll do what we can to, work within your budget. You tell us what the budget is and we'll see what we can do, and I was kind of in the chicken or egg mode, rocking a hard place going, well, I don't know what my budget is because I don't know how much this is going to cost me. So I raised my hand and I said, hey, you guys are talking about you can work within our budget, but what if you're in a situation like I am? I'm trying to develop a TV series and I can't really create a budget until I know how much this stuff is going to cost me. So, what do guys like me do? What are we supposed to do? I got to get quotes from guys like you so that I can even begin to work on my budget. And the guy that was sitting in front of me that works in visual effects, he made note of my question. So right after and the answer to the question was basically, hey, network, there are a lot of people out there that have visual effects houses, and there's quite a bit here in the Dallas area, and, contact these people, take them out, take them out to lunch or something, start a dialogue and see what happens. So the guy sitting in front of me, he, right after the lecture was over, he reached back and said, hey, here's my card, what do you got going? Maybe we can work together. Maybe I can help you. And so we corresponded via email. And anyway, I said, can you send me some samples of your work? And he said, yeah, this might be something that you would be interested in. I'm just going to bring the sound down here. He said, this might be something that would be right along the lines of what you're doing. He had a general idea after I told him, and I sent him some stuff via email about SEED, being special forces and Middle East and all that kind of stuff. And so he sent this sample showing what they can do with visual effects to make it look like you're someplace that you're not, using green screen and stuff like that. And it's interesting too, like these guys, they're carrying weapons and they're in a different environment. They're making it look like the Middle East or something like that. But in some of the shots, they didn't have a magazine in the weapon, so they digitally put one in. But this is really cool stuff right here. I'm actually very impressed with, they're blowing out windows and stuff like that. And what's really good, it's not just the compositing, it's the tracking. Yeah, you can composite in bullet holes, but the camera's shaking and the camera's moving, and they're able to track with all that and make it look, very photorealistic and accurate and all that good stuff. So this is really exciting for me. I think these guys are in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, with the internet now, it's a small world, right? So we're bantering back and forth via email. I'm sending him stuff. I'm actually going to send him one of the new books so he can actually get. I sent him a few select scenes from the stories and said, hey, can you make a giant? Can you make this? Can you do that? Photorealistic. And he's like, yeah, okay, yeah, this is right within our wheelhouse. Very cool. So after he sent me this today, and I got the books in the mail today, I just said, hey, give me your mailing address, and if you're interested, I'd send you the books to have the completed 4 scripts so you get the full context of what those shots are, within the story. And he's like, yeah, absolutely. So real excited about that. His name is Basil. We'll see where that goes. He sent me another promo here, sort of some sample work, some compositing stuff that they did, more interesting stuff here. This is a little less photorealistic, but the thing about photorealism when it comes to CGI and stuff like that is it's really just about lighting and textures. You get the right lighting and the right textures, and all of a sudden something that looks less photorealistic all of a sudden looks more photorealistic. So but anyway, that's some pretty cool special effects right there. So yeah, this is just some more of their demo reel. This is sort of like Inception-like looking stuff with buildings doing things. Yeah, pretty cool. So there's that. Now this other guy, the guy that was sitting behind me, is from Cypher Films, and he didn't have a card to give me, so I had him write his contact information on the back of one of my cards. And then when I was trying to follow up on the people that I met at the conference, I couldn't find his card. And then I remembered, oh, wait, he put it on my card. So I went digging through my cards and fortunately found the one that he had written on the back of. So I just reached out to him. He has not reached back to me. He has not yet responded. But yeah, if you go to cypherfilms.com/work, you can check out the stuff that he has here. Real excited about these guys, especially the Anomaly project. If you click on that, it's like a 37-minute short. And on Vimeo, they did a behind the scenes. This is the guy I met right here. His name is Jens. And apparently all these guys met online. They were independent filmmakers that started collaborating through Facebook and other social media and decided, hey, let's work together. And so they're talking about the project. And at one point, the guy, Solomon, I think is his name. He's this guy right here. He's saying, yeah, we all met online. It's so cool that we finally met in person. I'm real excited about this project and working together. You know, everybody called this an ambitious project, and it is. I don't know what their budget was, but the scope of what they did as far as special effects go, it was definitely an ambitious project. So I wrote to Jens, the producer guy, and said, hey, if you're interested in another very ambitious project that I'm trying to do completely independent, crowdfunded and all that kind of stuff, get back to me, you know, and sent them some things. So have not heard back from them yet. I know these guys are probably busy. They may be working on another project, but at any rate, I really do hope that we can connect. Just watching the behind the scenes with these guys, I feel like I already know them. I feel like this could be. I'm going to just kind of prophesy in advance here, hopefully, and say that, you know what, this could be the crew that works on Seed. We'll see. We'll find out. But that's the kind of people that I'm looking for. I'm looking for ambitious go-getters that are very talented and want to work on the independent feature scene. Let me see if I can show you the special features. I got the teaser. Read more. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so if you go on Vimeo and you look for Anomaly, I guess this is probably their profile and their visual effects reel. So, yeah, here's the thing: if you find a really good producer, especially one that's already connected and has been working on projects, then they bring everybody else. You know, if they have had a good working relationship with some talented directors of photography and visual effects houses and audio guys and whatnot, you know, they bring the team with you. So it's like, you know, it's all this who do you know kind of thing. You know, when you're trying to build a team like this, you want to get that guy that's already connected with everybody else because they'll bring the other people along with him. So, I mean, look at this, the visual effects here. And by the way, this just shows how easy it is to create a realistic looking space program in Earth. Yeah, but look at this. How awesome is that? Guy in a space capsule. Not really. It's all CGI. And, you know, this is what I've been saying to you guys all along is I'm familiar with what can be done. So I'm not impressed when I see things being presented to us as, you know, real news or, you know, live feed or what have you. Okay. This is showing you the type of visual effects that can be done, and in many cases on a pretty minimum budget if you've got the right software and you've got the talent to use it, as these people clearly do. I mean, this looks like anything you've seen on TV or in the movies. He's even got sort of the J.J. Abrams lens flare going on. The other thing was this was a period piece. This story took place, you know, was made to look like it took place in the 1960s. So They did really good with the wardrobe and all that kind of stuff. You know, here's your Earth with clouds and the whole deal, sun and whatnot. You know, this visual effects reel is showing how these guys recreated uh, basically a fictional Apollo mission. Really cool. So we'll see. I don't know. It's been a pretty exciting day already, you know, with the books coming in and now being available, and making connections with guys like this. You know, I'm hoping, I'm praying that this Jens guy that I met will respond to my email, that he'll see my email, first of all, that he'll respond to it, and more importantly, that they'll get excited about the project and want to work with me. Because from what I'm seeing, the two people, I think there's only 2 or 3 people that I actually really had any direct communication with, you know, for any length of time at the conference. It was, you know, it was a pretty hectic conference, going from one lecture to another and multiple buildings throughout the city and stuff like that. And everybody's, you know, got their agenda and why they're there. But I probably talked to maybe a half a dozen people, and only a few for any length of time. And could be that that was the whole reason why I went there in the first place, was just to make these connections. I don't know. If I don't end up working with these guys, suffice it to say, I need to find guys that can do what these guys can do and work with them. But look at all the names that were involved just with this 37-minute short. That's what I need. I need all these names. I need all these people. And of course, I need the budget to pay for all of that, because all these guys got to eat too. And so, you know, that's the reason why I built this website, for people who want it, who see the vision. You know, click on that to see it. And if they want to sew, you can click on the sew link right there. And these are some of the ways you can get involved to help make it happen. We don't have a studio backing it. And I don't want a studio backing it. I don't want to be part of the studio system. I want this to be independent so that we can say what we want to say. Nobody can control our content or censor us or cancel us prematurely. But the only way that's going to happen is with your help. You know, we're all in this together, so to speak. And if you go to the C website, click on the C link, and again, scroll down to the bottom, you can see more about the books. Click here, and that'll take you to this page, which you saw in the vlog that I posted last night. All right, back to work.